As a live band, I think it's since the first gig I played at, it's really developed. A lot of the songs have got real good dynamics, and there's a lot of light and shade, and I think we use that well. I mean, sometimes our playing is not the greatest, but I think we've got a lot more than other bands than. Just the way we work through the songs, there's different dynamics, different rhythms, and certainly Ravi as a drummer, I don't know if you can get better than him. Obviously we've tried, but so I mean, live, I think we have some really good moments, and there's a lot of songs I really enjoy playing, just because I know that they're going to go down well, and just to see the faces of the people down the front, I can sense they're in heaven.
And it was surprising, and people, I think, were genuinely surprised about how we sounded. And I think we're even better now than we were then. But we suddenly, the songs were good, and they were tight.
As you dance on my desk, take long open strides as you go. I can tell you have class when you shout good success from behind your computer screen. You say you're fussier than most. You know that's some kind of boast, but I guess I can see what you mean. Just then teach me how to say your name without sounding like John Wayne on acid.
To stand there in June 2001 and to think, wow, it's just kind of 10 years since we all met was a bit spooky. The gig itself was wonderful. We've always had some terrific support from the fans and the people that followed the band, and that was especially true for the 10th anniversary gig. It was this incredible atmosphere, real warmth, and love between the audience and the band, and as well as that, we played a good gig. We really rocked.
Gig, not because of what it was, but there was a couple of songs where the sound was just so good, and the audience was so clearly so there and so into it, and it was just wonderful, and you just felt like this, I'm so amazed to be a part of this, that is really, really, really good music, and that gives you such a buzz.
I wasn't at all interested in the concept of a 10-year anniversary gig because I don't see the point of celebrating something that's happened in the past, and anniversaries and things like that don't tend to mean a lot to me, because I'm trying to look to the present and the future rather than the past.
No, it didn't make me think about 10 years at all, because as I say, I don't really hold that, and I don't think we're the same band that we were 10 years ago, and I'm not really interested in celebrating that 10 years.
It was a long day. I remember watching a lot of sport in the afternoon, and there were drinks being drunk by all. So by the time I got to the venue, I was in a really good mood, and then the first set was brilliant. I can remember that really clearly, and I think it was probably the best we played. I thought the sound was really good. And then the second set, to be honest, I can't remember anything about it. I've been told that I finished every song with a little flourish, which is good to do now and then, but obviously every song, I think probably the crowd got very bored.
Also nice to have some of the guys back who had helped, and some of the girls back, of course, that had helped the Blackwells through the last 10 years.
I definitely felt after a gap with not being with the band at all, I definitely felt they'd become a lot tighter and improved, musically speaking. They always had a certain amount of enthusiasm, which perhaps wasn't matched quite, but they definitely had become much tighter as a band, and I was quite impressed by that.
But I mean, it was a great gig. I enjoyed the monkeys wearing the shirt for the first time. It felt a sense of pride, and I could sense it was a big gig, because there were a lot of special guests coming on and off, and they all seemed into it as well, and especially to play a few new songs that I'd never played before, it was really good.
To come to university and meet Aidan, and then to be introduced to Liam and Mike and others, was great and fantastic. And then from that, I suppose it opened up a whole new world of being in the Shorty Blackwells.
I don't think I could pick out one, because every time it works, and I can hear it when it works, the music's coming through us, and we're playing it, and it's all happening. That's one of the most beautiful things that exists. It's pure milk and honey.
The first time we did a concert, and I thought, my God, we actually sound good. I could have been in the audience and enjoyed listening to that, as opposed to thinking, my God, I have good friends that are prepared to stand there and put up with this rubbish.
I think without that, the best moment was probably at the Rock Garden gig, the first gig, where there was complete silence. Just trying to get hold of my keyboard, the parts, the rhythms. It was a first gig, a bit nervous. So I accidentally let off a sort of Bhangra drum beat, which went on for 10 seconds. I couldn't switch it off. I couldn't find the off button. So there was a lot of laughter, not by me, as I scrambled to try and turn it off, but there we are.
Probably the December gig we did last year, and it probably isn't actually the gig, it's the after gig time, because I remember staying till 2 a.m. till the place shut with my friends, and it was just before Christmas. Everyone was pissed and everyone was dancing, and I think that was a big crowd we got. We sold out the Hope and Anchor downstairs. Well, we oversold it. They crammed too many people in. It was like over 90 people there, and I know for a fact we'd been a much tighter band the gig we did previously in August last year. But so musically we weren't perhaps as good, but we got so many people and there was such a good atmosphere. I think that was my favourite Shorty's evening.
My favourite moment, I would say, is a tie between these great moments where the crowd is into it and you're into it, and you just, there's such a feeling that you can't even describe it.
And now